Christianity functions the same way that an abusive family functions, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Hi, my name is Amoria. I grew up in a Christian cult, and here's my hot take about how Christianity as a whole has a lot of patterns very similar, if not exactly the same, to ones found in abusive families. On the topic of dysfunctional families, some people will say, well, every family is dysfunctional. That is simply not true. The opposite of a dysfunctional family is one that functions. And what leads to the functioning of a family is their ability to process pain. All families go through pain at some point. That's normal. What's not normal is the pushing down of pain or lack of acknowledgement of it. And so then the dysfunction begins when the needs of family members are going unmet. Generally, in dysfunctional families, we will often see a scapegoat, a problem child, someone who's just rebellious who won't get with the program. Now, of everyone in the family, this scapegoat, this person who causes all the problems, the black sheep of the family, this person is the only one telling the truth. This is the only person in this situation who has the courage to say, I don't like what I'm seeing, my needs are not being met, and this is not sustainable. And then, of course, when we see that happen, other family members will then dogpile on the black sheep, this rebellious family member, and tell them things like, you'll never make it outside of this family. It's always been this way. You're the one causing problems. If you just fell in line, none of this would happen. You're going to make it worse for us. Now let's compare these patterns to Christianity. God is the parental figure. We are already in the habit of calling him Father. He allegedly gave us all life. We are all part of this family unit that is underneath him. He sets the tone for the family unit, the culture, the behavior, the rules, and all of the patterns. Sometimes people think that in dysfunctional families, that the abuse that takes place is just a one-off, but it's not. It is a characteristic. And oftentimes, who is it that keeps all of the family members in line? It's actually policing from within the family unit. Family members police other family members. And if you ever begin to question anything about the way that this family works, the way Christianity works, what are you told? You don't have faith. God works in mysterious ways. You're nothing without him. If you leave, your life will be worse off. If you don't obey, you'll suffer in hell forever. Who are you to question God? And if you do continue questioning God, that must make you evil or demonic. Doesn't all of this sound familiar? If you ever have doubts, you have now become the scapegoat, the black sheep. I used to wonder if we've all read the same Bible where Jesus talks so openly about agape love and empathy, if we've been encouraged to show these qualities, why are Christians sometimes the most hateful people that you'll come across? It's not because they're not capable of showing you empathy and love. It's because they're scared of being treated the way that you are. They're scared of facing the same consequences. Show love and understanding to a queer person? No. God will get mad at me. I will suffer the same way that supposedly that queer person is going to suffer if I show any empathy to them, if I even try to understand where they're coming from. An atheist who has a lot of religious trauma, who has left the church for good reason, no, I can't even go down that line of reasoning, right? Because your God is going to punish you. Because if you step out of line, what's going to happen to you? Then you're going to be the black sheep. And nobody wants to feel that way. Let's take it a step further. Who in the creation story was the scapegoat? Is taught to us as the black sheep. The one who ruined all of this for us, right? Not Eve and Adam, but before them. Who was the very first one to step out of line? It was the devil. And I'm sure even just saying that and hearing that might set off some red flags in your head. Maybe you think I'm an agent of the devil. But let's keep our critical thinking cap on for a moment. Let's say Christianity was a company and God is the CEO of this company. If Satan did everything that he did, was questioning God's authority and the system under which that authority functions, and then warned Adam and Eve, do you know what we would call Satan? A whistleblower. And he would have had protection under employee laws from retaliation. Because you know what? It is okay to question authority. In fact, authority should never go unchecked. You know what happens when it does? Abuse. Very serious abuse. And if Christianity doesn't function the way that I've described it, why do so many people suffer religious trauma? If this religion were functional, why do people come out of it with their lives ruined? their self-esteem shattered, their reality broken. Because maybe it's not so functional to begin with, and maybe we should have been listening to the black sheep all along. It doesn't mean that we want to see the whole religion burn. It doesn't mean we didn't love the family unit. It means we're not going to lie about the patterns that we see and sit back and watch someone else get hurt by them.